Hello, we're going to do another face off today, and this one is kind of for me because it's two of my new keepers basically. So I've got this new J.R Torrey. It's my first one that I've ever had, so I'm quite excited to shave with it. Some people call this, I think it's called complex grind. To me it's just shoulderless, complete shoulderless, very sort of hollow ground. There's no belly in it whatsoever. It's just sort of straight down from there basically. It's got a little sort of like the Torrey mark in the middle there. I don't know if you can catch it. Don't know whether it's coming out properly. It says on the shank, the J.R Torrey Worcestershire Mass, and it's got a US with an arrow going through it. It's not that clear, but you can see it. Yeah, and that's definitely like the Torrey emblem in the middle of the blade. It's in pretty good nick, as you can see. They were quite known for doing sort of fancy grinds basically. Like I've got on one of my forums that I participate in, there's a lot of American people, and they're kind of like quite regularly showing off their Torreys, and you get some with like a real deep groove at the top here and sort of going along this part just below the spine and everything. Some real fancy grinds basically. You know, the gimps on the back are nice. I like the gimps like that have got a bit of space. Just try not to cut my hand on it because it's mega sharp. Don't know if you can see the gimps on there. I quite like gimps like that, a bit more of a gap. I've had some wading butchers that have got big gaps like that. So that's one of the razors I'm going to shave with, and it's popping hairs on HHT like nobody's business. And the other one, I gave a little tiny sneak peek through a little bit. Is that the right way? Yeah. Is my new J.A Henckels. So J.A Henckels are to me probably my best Soligen Germany brand. I really do like Ern as well, I must say. Ern have done some lovely razors, and like I've said in the past, like I really like Ern's. They're just marvellous grinds, marvellous metal. But to me, J.A Henckels possibly could be a little bit posher in a way. It's a bit controversial, I know, but to me, I love J.A Henckels. I don't know how many I've got now that are my keepers, but I keep more J.A Henckels as my keepers than I do my Ern's. Like I said, even though I love Ern's. And this one is a 401, which was basically over 100 years ago from what I can tell. And I think in a way it was like a celebratory kind of razor. And well, it come to me and it needed new scales, it needed a bit of restoration. So I thought, well, what a better thing to do is give it some of my best work, or at least I tried anyway. And these scales are not going to really come out, I don't think, in their full kind of luster and prime in this light. Let's turn on the main light and see if I can get anything more for you, because they really are quite fancy. I love them. It's one of my favourite kind of plastics I found. They need a little touch up here and there where I was doing my peening and I didn't realise I scuffed them a few times, and also when you hone as well. But some nice bullseye sort of collars. I did my sort of normal G10 sort of thing down the middle with a kind of couple of really thin brass bits on the wedge. I love it anyway, just love it. I've already got what they called, is it 72? I think it's a 72 I've already got, Freador. And this is basically the same grind as that. Well, I say the same grind, and it's got a lot less belly. That Freador has got a massive belly on it, on that stainless. It shaves great with it, but it's got a really big belly. Whereas this one's got quite a small belly. Next time I hone it, I'm going to chase this little sort of heel a little bit more. The old stabiliser, chase that around a bit, because it did kind of start hitting it a tiny bit. It didn't really cause me a problem, but yeah, I'll be correcting it next time. And also, this is the first time I've ever done this inlay like stuff with the red inlay. Basically, I just mass filled it, and then the next day it's enamel paint. I bladed it off with a Stanley, and that come up quite nice. And then with my little lope and everything, I just got sort of stuck in there, and then I went through the grits from 3000 to 7000, and it all turned out alright. It's nice. They're both popping hairs like nobody's business. My wife's hairs anyway. I use my wife's hairs for testing. She's coarser than mine. She's coarser than me actually. It's my first free pinning I've done on the reed scales as well. It's a tiny bit chunkier than what it was, but it's still quite a nice balance and everything in my hand. And today I'm going to try this Geo Thumper Lemon again with my new brush, just to see if I can, I don't know, get sort of like a better lava coming, or better shave from it really. Because like I've said before, I'm totally not impressed with it. And even doing this, it just don't seem like it wants to activate, if you know what I mean. It's probably a better word to describe it, because I'm not massively clued up with the lava side and brushes and that, but it just feels like it, I don't know, should be doing a bit more anyway. But anyway, let's give it a whirl. Yeah, I accidentally snipped off a little bit of airage on my right side. I was getting quite a good curl going on, but alas. She grows again though, boys, she grows again. It's only air, innit? Well, straight away it's a little bit better than the other brush. Or at least it feels like it. Just don't feel like it wants to kind of load much on my face though. Like I said, I found quite a few people who basically sort of moaned about the Geos, and there's certain batches that are definitely, well, tat basically. And again, on one of my forums that I do participate in, there's a gent on there who's put kind of like a bit of study into it, because he used to really like the Geos. And long and short of it, they've changed kind of the people that make it numerous times. So they don't even make it themselves, they just contract it out, which is never good, I don't think. And sadly, that's the way of these big companies now, I think. I will have to try some of these artisan soaps, but I've had no contact with any of them, so, and like I said, I'm not really that clued up with soaps. Just don't really feel like it's loading right still, but better. It goes to show, doesn't it, that a brush does make a difference, which is obvious really. Right, because I'm clucking to shave with the Henckels, I think we'll do my right side with the Henckels. Oh, I found a hair right back here and all. Got it? It's like grey hairs on my bloody back now. And that's a lot quieter than I was sort of thinking. Thought it was going to be a lot more sort of louder, audible than that. Yeah, a lot quieter than I imagine. Very smooth though. Barely feels like I'm touching my face. You see all the hairs come off of it. That's 3 days growth. I got a bit lazy yesterday. I was going to have a shave, but got busy doing a bit of gardening yesterday. That's what we started doing. Me and the girls. A bit of gardening. A few seedlings started. Did the annual trip to the old nursery. Getting a bit of compost. I make all my own compost generally, but you always need a little bit, I find, for your kind of like your potting, especially if you like me, start it off in these little tiny modules that really save soil. Oops, nearly going to start the other side with the same razor then. That wouldn't have been a travesty because that was marvellous. Right, let's have a look at this Torrey then. Like I said, first time shaving with Torrey. And look, it's practically all disappeared. Totally not improved. If anybody's got any tips for me, be handy. Bit loud up. That's nice. It's not quite as smooth as my J.A Henckels that I've used on the other side, but then sometimes I think that's a bit of technique as well, because I'm not as good with my left hand as I am with my right hand. I'm right-handed. That's tight. Yeah, again, it's really disappointing, this soap. Just loses its lube, loses its slide. Just frankly a bit tat. Yeah, I have to ask about, see if it's something I'm doing, but I just don't think it is. I think it's just a soap, you know. I'll never have any problems with the other ones. Good way of wrecking a brand though, isn't it? So again, it's just sort of drying out my face. Normal face prep as well, like nice real hot shower. So the top of my back, can't say it's that. It's just like it don't want to hang around. But never mind, eh? Just get on with it. Gonna take one of the dogs out after this. Give him a good run out. He's still a young punk. I'll tell you, he needs a good run. Otherwise he gets ants in his pants. Yeah, so it's like it's lathered quite well there. Yeah, it's just... Oh well. Mr. J.A Henckels. They're still going as a company. Remember, gents, if you have any problems around your sort of Adam's apple side, Mr. Dapper shaves, look. Sorry. You just push your Adam's apple over kind of thing and it creates like a nice flat area. That comes straight from the master, that is Jack from Dapper Shades, which is a top dude. And I've picked up quite a few things from him over the years. This is coming from a 12,000 Shapton. All my keepers basically go to the 12, but the Torrey actually didn't, because I wanted to see. Watch you don't eat your other hand when you do that, but it's a tiny bit sort of snaggy, so I might put that back. But then I say that, I think it's the bloody soap and all. Yeah, it is. That's what I mean, it's just losing its slide. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's not the edge, it's the bloody soap. I might have to just ditch that. It's not like I'd even want to give it away, frankly, either. Right, well, that's two of my new keepers. What's one? Well, I'm always going to have a bit of a favourite here, so it's quite biased. Not even that, it's kind of dried out on the old brush. One thing I've noticed about this brush, the synthetics in this, they 100% act more like natural hairs than my other synthetic. They really do. Like, especially when it's drying. Do you know, like the badges and everything, they take a long time to, like this takes a long time to dry for a synthetic, which is not a problem to me, but it's always dry the next day as well. Not that I generally shave every day. No, so it's quite equal really. So again, that's not the edge, that's the soap. It's nice. Don't think I'm going to get any irritation. Right. Well, that's another couple of razors I've showed you. Hope you have a good day. I'm going to get on with mine. Like I said, I'm going to take my dog out, go and pick the little lady up. Adios amigos. Toodaloo.